What's up, folks? It's your bro, Richie Rich, here. Yeah, it's been a while. Today, in this video, I'm gonna have a real special video for y'all. And, I'm gonna take a break from muscle cars, but I'm gonna do something different. And I'll be talking to you all about video games. So, this franchise of video games is gonna be much more fun. So, for all of you Halo fans out there, I'm gonna be talking to you about each and every one of the Halo games of the franchise. And today I'm starting off with the first one, which is Halo Combat Evolved. So this is gonna be fun. Alright, so before I get started, make sure you all like the video, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think. Hit the notification bell and hit all so you're alerted of when I make brand new uploads. Alright, so without any further ado, let's begin. So Halo Combat Evolved 2001. Here we go. So Halo Combat Evolved is a 2001 first person shooter video game, both developed by Bungie and published by MGS, Microsoft Game Studios, for the original Xbox. The game was ported to both Microsoft Windows and Mac OS X. In 2003, 2 years later, after it was released. It was later released as a downloadable Xbox original for the 360. Halo set in the 26th anniversary, not anniversary, 26th century. So 5 centuries after the 21st century, with the player assuming the role of Master Chief, a cybernetically enhanced super soldier. Master Chief's accompanied by Cortana, an AI, artificial intelligence. Players battle aliens, known as the Covenant, as they attempt to uncover the secrets of the eponymous Halo, a ring-shaped artificial world. Alright, so developer was obviously Bungie, publisher was obviously MGS, Microsoft Game Studios, director was Jason Jones, writer Joseph Staten. Composers are Martin O'Donnell. So composers are Martin O'Donnell. So Martin O'Donnell, Michael Salvatori. Series is Halo. Platforms are Xbox, original one, Windows, and the Mac OS X. Release was on November 15th, 2001. For the original Xbox, it was released on November 15th, 2001 in North America. For PAL, March 14th, 2002. For Windows, it released in 2003. For North America, September 30th. PAL, October 10th. At that same year, it was released on December 3rd in North America for the Mac OS X, and for 360, released December 4th, 2007. Genre first-person shooter, modes is both single and multiplayer. Modes are both single and multiplayer. Players battle aliens as they attempt to uncover the secrets of the eponymous Halo, a ring-shaped artificial world. Bungie began Bungie began the development of what would eventually become Halo in 1997. Initially, the game was a real-time strategy game that morphed into a third-person shooter before being a first-person shooter. During development, Microsoft acquired Bungie. Microsoft acquired Bungie and turned Halo into a launch game for its first gaming console, the original Xbox. It was both a critical and commercial success, and is often praised as one of the greatest video games ever made. The game's popularity led to labels such as both Halo Clone and Halo Killer, applied to games either similar to or anticipated to be better than it. Its sequel, Halo 2, was released for the original Xbox in 2004, 3 years later, and the game spawned a multi-billion-dollar multimedia franchise that incorporates games, books, toys, and even films. More than 6 million copies had been sold worldwide by November 2005, a month before I was born. A remaster of the game, Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary, was released for Xbox 360 by 343 Industries on the 10th anniversary of the original game's launch. Anniversary was re-released alongside the original competitive multiplayer as part of Halo the Master Chief Collection in 2014. Excuse me. Next is gameplay. So Halo Combat Evolved is a first-person shooter game in which players primarily experience gameplay in a 3D environment from a first-person view. The player can move around and look up, down, left, or right. The game features vehicles ranging from armored 4x4s and tanks to alien hover and aircraft, many of which can be controlled by the player. The game switches to a third-person perspective during vehicle use for pilots and mounted gun operators. Passengers maintain a first-person view. The game's head-up display includes a motion tracker that registers moving allies, either moving or firing enemies and vehicles in a certain radius of the player. The player character is equipped with an energy shield that nullifies damage from both weapons fire, and forceful impacts. The shield's charge appears as a blue bar in the corner of the game's HUD, and it automatically recharges if no damage is sustained for a brief period. When the shield's fully depleted, the player becomes highly vulnerable, and further damage reduces the hit points of their health meter. When the health meter reaches 0, the character dies, and the game reloads from a saved checkpoint. Health can be replenished through the collection of health packs scattered around the game's levels. Halo's arsenal consists primarily of science fiction weapons. The game has been praised for giving each weapon a unique purpose, thus making each useful in different scenarios. For example, a charged Plasma pistol shot can fully deplete an enemy's energy shield whilst the pistol's one of only two weapons that can easily kill with a headshot as long as the target lacks a shield. Halo players may carry only two weapons at once, calling for players to make tactical decisions when managing firearms. Halo departs from traditional first-person shooter conventions by not forcing the player to holster their firearm before deploying either deploying grenades or melee range blunt instruments. Instead, both attacks can be utilized while a gun is still equipped, supplementing small arms fire. There are two different types of grenades. The fragmentation grenade bounces and detonates fast, whereas the plasma grenade adheres to targets before exploding. In other words, it just sticks onto the targets and it just explodes. The game's main energy. Oh, so, oh, sorry, a little bit fast. The game's main energy force is the Covenant, a group of alien species allied by belief in a common religion, sorry. Their forces include elites, fierce warriors protected by recharging energy shields, similar to the player's own, grunts, which are short, cowardly creatures who are usually led by elites in battle and often flee in terror instead of fighting in the absence of a leader. Jackals, who wear a high, durable energy shield on one arm and a plasma pistol on the other, and hunters, large, powerful creatures with thick armor plates that cover the majority of their bodies and a large assault cannon that fires explosive rounds of green plasma. Secondary enemies, the Flood, a parasitic alien life form that appears in several variants later in the game. Another enemy is the Sentinels, aerial robots designed by an extinct race called Forerunners to protect their structures and prevent flood outbreaks. Sentinels are able to hover around in enclosed spaces and produce an energy shield when under attack. They lack durability but use powerful laser weapons. The player is often aided by UNSC Marines, United Nations Space Command, and the crew of the ship, who offer ground support, such as following the player and mimicking their tactics, or either manning the gun turrets, like the turrets, or riding shotgun while the player is driving a vehicle, like the Warthog. Marine AI and crew member AI are differentiated by their uniforms, but also act distinctly. The Marines engaging aggressively, while the Marines engaging aggressively, while the crew members often either cower or fire while retreating to cover. If the player kills too many of their teammates, they end up turning on the player and attacking them back. Might talk about UNSC. Just don't know when, but at some point I'll give it a try. Last part, multiplayer, and I'll end it for now at least. Next up, multiplayer. A split screen mode allows two players to cooperatively play through Halo's campaign. The game includes 5 competitive multiplayer modes, which all can be customized for between 2 and 16 players. Up to 4 players may play split screen on only one Xbox, and further players can join using a system link feature that allows up to 4 Xbox consoles to be connected together in a local area network. Halo lacks AI game bots and was released before the launch of the Xbox Live original multiplayer service. LAN parties are needed to reach the game's 16 player limit. A setup that was a first for a console game, but was often deemed impractical by critics. LAN stands for Local Area Network. Say LAN parties are needed to reach the game's 16 player limit. A setup that was a first for a console game, but was often deemed impractical by critics. Aside from this limitation, Halo's multiplayer components were generally well received, and it's widely considered one of the best multiplayer games of all time. Although the Xbox version of Halo lacks original support for online multiplayer play, third-party packets tunneling software provides unofficial ways around this limitation. Both the Windows and Macintosh ports of Halo support online matches involving up to 16 players and include multiplayer maps not in the original Xbox release. However, cooperative play was removed from the ports because it would have required large amounts of recording to not recording large amounts of recoding to implement. In April 2014, so less than 10 years ago, it was announced that both GameSpy's servers and matchmaking, on which Halo PC replied, would be shut down by May 31st. So the end of April. Not April, sorry. Would be shut down by May 31st. The end of May, sorry, of that same year, 2014. Both a team of fans and Bungie employees announced they would produce a patch for the game to keep its multiplayer servers online. Last part, the patch was released on May 16th, 2014. Next up, guys, synopsis. Starting off with the first one is setting. Combat Evolved takes place in a 26th century science fiction setting. Faster than light, or FTL travel, called slipspace, allows the human race to colonize planets other than Earth. So allows the human race to colonize planets other than Earth. The planet Reach serves as an interstellar hub of both scientific and military activity. The UNSC, United Nations Space Command, develops a secret program to create augmented super soldiers known as Spartans. More than 20 years before the start of the game, a technologically advanced collective of alien races called the Covenant begins a religious war against humanity, declaring them an affront to their gods. Humanity's military experiences a series of crushing defeats. Although the Spartans are effective against the Covenant, there are too few in number to turn the tide. In 2552, it's like future times. In 2552, over like 530 years before, because now it's 2025, so around there. So in 2552, Covenant forces attack Reach